Hello, my name is Hendar, and I'm playing on the Spine Shatter PvP realm, and this is my Let's Play uh, with my journey through Azeroth. So, a bit about me. I've got a New Year's resolution this year, and it's all about trying things that I just want to do and don't think too much about, the how. Like, how am I gonna do that? Will it be good enough? Am I a good enough streamer? Shouldn't I practice first? I just put everything, like thoughts about that, out of the window and just try and have a bit of fun. So I'm gonna try a few episodes and upload them to YouTube. And if there's one or maybe two people who seem to enjoy the Let's Play that I'm doing here, that would be great. And if not, I just had a little bit of fun. And sometimes you have to try things in life and see where it goes, and you never know where it's good for. Um, so I'm from the Netherlands, maybe as you can hear. Try my best not to sound too much like that. Probably the Dutchies will recognize it as such. And this is Hendar, and Hendar is a dwarf paladin, and I've played WoW a long time. So I played ever since TBC when I was just a little boy, and played very much in that time and quit about halfway through Wrath of the Lich King. I was never old enough to really seriously raid, so I picked it up later again during my studies when I was in college, around, let's say, Legion. Then I started doing a bit of raiding with my friends, but never too serious. And at some point in time, Classic WoW came out, and that was really eye-opening, just how simple a game can be and be so much enjoyable, even more enjoyable than the new WoW, where graphics are just tons and tons better, much more to do, and still it doesn't have the charm that Classic WoW has. So I didn't pick it up for maybe about 3 or 4 years. I never got to 60 in Classic, and I really want to accomplish that. And there's one class in particular that I would be really proud of if I get it to 60, and that's a Paladin. So I'm gonna level this character regardless of the choice I make, whether I'm gonna continue with this series. Um, but I'm taking you with me on my journey, at least for a few episodes, see if I enjoy it. I didn't dive into much into the technical details. I noticed there are some audio issues, like there's a humming sound through my microphone, and instead of trying to fix that all before doing the recording, I just see if I enjoy the first episodes as much as I need to before I figure all things out in audio and video. If I enjoy it, I'm gonna for sure take care of those things. But let's just log in and start with our journey.
The stoic dwarves of Ironforge spent countless generations mining treasures from deep within the earth. Hidden within their impregnable stronghold of Ironforge Mountain, they rarely ventured beyond the wintry peaks of Morogh. Recently, however, the dwarves unearthed a
Like, the intro is always amazing. Sorry if I talk through it, but I just wanted to say that.
Discover the truth about his people's fabled origins, the great king Magni Bronzebeard ordered that the dwarves ship their industry from mining to archaeology.
So it might be actually a bit controversial. If you're talking about what's your favorite starting zone, like I think it's always such a fun question. What's your favorite place? What's your favorite bridge? Or what's your favorite starting zone? And maybe it's because my first character was a dwarf, but somehow it's always been my favorite starting zone. Like, it's just like Morogh. I don't know what the exact pronunciation is, but it always had this magic atmosphere to me. Like, the scale, it feels big, it feels remote. Everything that's has some sort of civilization feeling to it is inside and deep within the mountains. Like, that's the first time you see that. Like it seems like a small building, but it's actually quite big inside. You know, the capital Iron Forge is built within a mountain. There's something so like you can feel it's cold here because outside life is not too big here. And I really like the music. So I don't think it's necessarily the best starting zone to level, but for me, it just has this uh, like really big nostalgia feeling for me going. All right, let's check some options first. Like what I did beforehand was um, get the key binding straight, so I don't have to bore you with that. I'll not turn auto loot on for now, as I don't have too much backspace anyway, and I don't really like destroying items. So yeah, let's keep it at this. We'll get the second action bar right here. So for me, it's also a chance to explore the game without Questy. So obviously, I've used Questy many times, but I think at least for the first two zones, so Lac Modan, Morogh, Westfall, that stuff, I can do without. It will not be the most efficient, but that's also not the goal here in the Let's Play. This for me is a game that's very relaxing, very mindful, and I don't mind when I have to run back and forth an extra couple of times because I made some efficiency mistakes. So obviously in the comments you can help me with that, and that will be a bit fun. But I'm not going to rely on add-ons. Like I like just walking around and asking people where to go, rather than following some playbook that's built into an add-on. So let's start with talking to Sten Stoutarm, Dwarven Outfitters.
Safe travels.
Ooh, I forgot to put on instant quest text. I'll do that shortly afterwards. What do we have here? You look as though you might need something to keep your hands warm. So yeah, that's the... And also stipulation of why it's very cold out here and it feels like that. So we're gonna gather, by killing wolves, gonna gather 8 pieces of tough wolf meat and we get our first piece of gear here. So one step closer to becoming a true paladin, which relies on heavy armor. First mill, and at level 40 I guess it's plate. Instant quest text. It's also kind of a practice for me to play while also talking. And it's not that easy. I can tell you. You should maybe try it and you see for yourself that talking and gaming at the same time is not that easy. So it might seem like I'm just a complete, moron who doesn't know what he's doing, but everything just goes a bit slower. So we'll get a seal of righteousness here and holy light here. And let's kill our first wolf. So we're not the only one here playing Willy my Wonka. I'm not sure whether I should comment on this in this video. Maybe save for later. Okay. So, what I like about Paladin is its seals. You don't have that anymore in retail, I believe, or it doesn't really revolve around that anymore. At the same time, I hate it because, it's a small buff that's just 30 seconds, and you have to keep your eye on this in the right corner of the screen. I don't want to use an add-on for it, but at some point in time, I hope I just feel or subconsciously count to see if I should refresh it. So this Let's Play is also a chance for me to practice my English, especially because it's a bit harder because you're playing at the same time. So let's leave it for now. And I notice already that it's harder than just talking in English when I'm at work or when I was for a semester in the United States, like 8 years ago. It doesn't do really much harm to practice your English now and then. So, a bit about me. Obviously, Hendor's not my name in real life, but it's my name on YouTube, so I will keep it that way. Since a year, I've made a career switch to data analysis and data science. So, basically, what it is, you know, companies make decisions. Sometimes based on feeling, sometimes based on what they hear. Like we have to invest more money in this or that because some people say you should do that. But what modern days? Hey, that's a ding. So we're level 2. What we tend to see more and more with companies is that they want to make decisions based on facts. So that's where the data analyst or scientist comes in, and what he or she does is use these tons of data that there are and convert them to usable insights. And in the case of analysts, that's just making presentations or answering questions about that. And scientists develop models that can, for instance, predict whether a customer will, what's the word for it, will quit their subscription or something, or churn. I think it's churn. And what that gives you, what it gives you is when you can predict that, you can also automatically send them emails to keep them, while at the same time not bothering those who you predict are just gonna keep with you. So it's pretty cool. I'm a consultant, so I do both analytics and science.
Great to meet you.
And
Watch your back.
I've been for like a year now, and I really enjoy it.
Off with you.
I've always
Safe
been interested in
travels.
science and numbers, how dull that may sound.
Watch your back.
And I really like presenting
Off with
and
you.
speaking with people about facts, if that makes sense. So
Great to meet you. Be good.
that was our first quest. Amazing. So what do we have here in terms of gear? Oh, I have to adjust one key binding, and it's just when I want to turn by using Shift D. What I now have is strafe left and right AD, but that means I don't have a key bound now for turning right or turning left, so I do it like this. And now it works. Okay, great. So I don't have Questy, so I actually have to read it now. We have to kill the trogs. We have to deliver the stack. Oh yeah, I think he's right here. And he gives us some troll quests, I think. And we gotta give the consecrated rune. We have to read it. Oh, so this is a server with the runes. Okay, so that's new to me. I thought there was like Anniversary was like a server which was kind of true to WoW and didn't have like the Season of Discovery things in it. But I think I was wrong. Let's see how this turns out. Or maybe this is part of Classic. I'm not sure. Okay, so that's not the... If you don't know what I'm talking about, like I played Season of Discovery for very brief period, maybe to level 10, and I know that there are certain runes in the game that give you abilities that aren't part of vanilla WoW back in the day. So I was a bit confused when I saw the word rune, but maybe it doesn't really imply that that this is the Season of Discovery kind of redo. But maybe this is just part of vanilla, that there's an item with that says rune. Okay, so long story short, we're gonna find out.
Good. What can I get, buddy?
And just sell a bunch of stuff.
Get her back.
And what's so special about the first few levels is that you get to be a cloth wearer as a paladin, and it always looks so silly to me.
Talk to
Yeah,
me.
so okay. sell the bread because we're a healer, and that's what I really like about Paladin, is that they're great healers. I believe they're tank healers. And I just really like the sound and the look and feel of Holy Light. I'm a simple guy, I just like flashy kind of spells. I don't like rejuvenation or healing touch. I just want it to be a big pile of light. One more reason why I really like Paladin is the sound of this. Like, I don't know if you hear it too good because I didn't really dive into the technical things of recording a video and audio mixes. I hope you do, and otherwise we'll do it in the next video. So, what we're gonna do is we're gonna kill some trogs. And I'm sure there's a quest we forgot to pick up, maybe in the back of this building. I'm sorry, this must be annoying, but this is how I like to play WoW. Just, you know, sometimes I forget things. That's okay, I'll run back. I don't mind. No, there's not a quest here. Okay, then we're gonna kill the trogs and make our way to our friend. At least I think we are friends too. Talin Keen Eye. So my plan is to record for about 45 minutes. I think we're in now for 15 minutes. I didn't set a timer, but when I look at the clock, it's 12:46 server time. And, you know, just try it for 45 minutes and upload it and see if anyone enjoys it. So far, I do enjoy it. So that's the most important part. Let's turn on enemy nameplates. Oh, don't forget to loot. That's better. Okay. So now we're a bit closer to looking awesome. Let's kill this guy. So, obviously, I made a choice between human and dwarf. I think aesthetically, like with the armor you get, especially later on in the game, human is the clear, you know, winner. But I don't know, there's something about humans in World of Warcraft that I don't like. I can't really put my finger around it, but maybe it's because they're just maybe a bit too vanilla to me. And I think what Warcraft really does really well is getting dwarves and orcs right. What I mean by that is that you see dwarves in many games, right? Or movies, you see in the Lord of the Rings. I play Baldur's Gate as well. You have dwarves there. But somehow dwarves in World of Warcraft, you know, with their counterpart of gnomes with the engineering, Iron Forge, it's all a bit more mechanical than other dwarves from other fantasy worlds. And the way they run is just very cool. The beards are cool. They're a bit less cute than most dwarves from other fantasy realms. Like if you watch The Hobbit, like you have all these, I don't know what their names are, but they have this cuteness over them, and I don't know. This is just a really serious dwarf, while at the same time being really clunky. I don't know if that's the correct word for it, but I don't know. They're just funny. I just like them here. I won't zoom in too much. It's something that I do when I play on my own, but maybe for the video's sake, maybe I shouldn't do that too much. Okay, got our first pair of boots. So here is Talin. Let's talk to the guy and see what he's up to. Is he gonna say thank you? Okay, so the community is still great. Like, try that in retail and get a response. I dare you.
Talk to me.
If I remember correctly, Grelin's camp is down the road to the southeast. No doubt he'll be eager to get this mail. Deliver the letter to Grelin, Whitebeard.
Watch your back.
And he also wants me to kill some bunch.
Very good.
And, you know, knowing Paladins, we're very good at that. So I play Baldur's Gate 3 as well as a Paladin. I just like the concept of the class in every game. And what occurs to me now is that, you know, in Baldur's 3 also kind of forces you to play like a Paladin in terms of role playing. So you have this concept called an oath breaker, which means that if you kill people or animals that didn't attack you first or are good of heart, like this boar, because he doesn't attack me, you become an oath breaker and you lose some abilities and you get some new abilities. But you're not a true Paladin anymore. And now it really occurs to me that, you know, being a Paladin in World of Warcraft is really, and leveling up to 60, you're not a true Paladin in a role-playing sense. You're a terrible person, just killing everyone in this area. And they're not attacking me. They say the Trogs are evil, I guess. But it doesn't appear to me as such. Well, let's just park that feeling for a while and just keep killing those boars, because we have to feed everyone around here, which is also important. So we're level 3 already. Not sure what burly means, but it sounds like it's a stronger version. They're also a bit bigger, right? The burlies than the regular rockjaw trog. That's not a word. A couple of words I want to say 10 times in a row, like rockjaw trog roller. That's not good. Okay. I've killed enough of you already. And yeah. So we'll just keep moving that direction and oh. Where are those smaller Roger Shrugs? If I remember correctly, they're more like here to the east. There's one. Okay. So paddling for me is like the, I don't know. If you play Alliance, you have to play paddling, I think, for multiple reasons. Like, it's kind of like you owe it to the community, because they're such great party members to have, and they're very, well, they're not hard to level, but they're very boring to level. And always when I play classic WoW, which has been for a few years ago now, and I see a 60 Paladin, I always respect them. Maybe even / bow to them. Because there's not nothing to level Paladin. And for this series, I thought it would be even more so good to do, because it's not that easy for me right now. I have to learn to play and talk at the same time, as you can see. And maybe an easier class in terms of rotation is a better pick than, well, let's think of a harder class, and maybe a rogue, as you have more like oh shit buttons to press, or you know, you're always mindful of buying blinding powder, and that stuff. And I feel like Paladin's easy rotation is quite easy to survive with. I'm not a hardcore WoW player, but I'm sure the Paladin is not one of the worst picks to, get you through the levels and not die. So what are we doing here? Oh, there's one. So which class did I enjoy the most? For Classic, I only got to like level 45-ish. And there was a Warrior. I think the Warrior has the most fun rotation I played thus far in Vanilla WoW. And I'm sure I will level it again. But for now, I just really like to heal, maybe tank. And I heard that in this anniversary edition you could look for group. And if that means, and I don't know if that's true, but if that means that you also get teleported to the dungeon, so which means that it becomes much more efficient to level through dungeons, I will consider Holy for sure. If not, I'll probably stick to Red. But let's see. Let's look for the boars again. What's the other quest that we have? Oh, right. We're still delivering that to Mr. Whitebeard.
How are you? See you soon. Keep your feet on the ground.
This brings back some memories. Oh my god, the first time I went into that cave to kill the troll whelps, I died a lot. And when Vanilla WoW came out again and I played that, I was like, this is so easy. How could I have died with it back then? And I think a lot of it has to do with the fact if you play a lot of WoW, you get very good at movement, subconsciously keeping the aggro ranges in proportion so you don't get attacked. And when you first play WoW, that is one of the things that gets you killed very, very often. And if you don't, move well in your and take care of your surroundings in the cave, you're dead pretty quickly. Maybe I should hide those names. Well, we'll find out. Maybe someone in the comments can say if I should hide those names and how to do that. Obviously, I didn't have to press that button. It was just very, instinctively. Sometimes I press it and see who's online. But maybe I can make sure I don't see it in the thing here when people who are my friends come online, because I respect the privacy. I don't know if it matters, but you can tell me. Let's kill the boars first. So I have to set up my YouTube account after this. I'm not gonna do it on my regular YouTube account. I'm gonna make a new one with the name Hendar WoW, I guess, something like that. And I was thinking about what profile picture to use, and first I thought old school, get something of Google and see if you don't get into trouble with the rights. But I can also use ChatGPT to create some sort of picture of Hendar, the dwarf paladin. So I will do that afterwards and see if it's any good. So in terms of starting zones, I think the one I did the most is Owen Forest, because the class I leveled mostly human, and they also have more classes than other races to play. I think that is the case. Like dwarf has 4, even has mage, warlock, warrior, paladin, priest. I think that was it. Did I say rogue? Like, that's 5, okay. So it doesn't really matter, but like human, I played the most. So I really know Evelyn Forest from inside out. I don't need any guide or questing to do it, and I'm very quick at it. For this zone, there are some efficiency things that you can go wrong with. I think with the trolls in the east at some point here. We're also killing the gnomes. There's some part here then that if you don't do it correctly, it makes you run back and forth. But again, it doesn't really matter. I'm just here for the chill. Okay, so we killed 12 boars. I'm gonna turn this quest in. I always assume like the heavier the armor type, the more gold it yields. I don't know if that's true.
Watch your back.
We're not gonna use an add-on for it. Sometimes guessing is more fun. Yeah, we're almost ding. So let's head back to what is it called? I'm very bad at names. Like I know this zone pretty good, but I'm not very good at names. It was the anvil, I think. Well, we'll see. Oh, let's no. That's something I have to get used to. I have to make clear choices. Like when I'm playing, I'm just doing this constantly. Like I'm in PvP always, but for now I just wanted to make it more chill.
What can I do for you?
And it's really inspired on my favorite YouTuber in WoW, which is he's called Super Soka. He has this like ASMR kind of style of making a let's play. And he quit a few years ago.
Be good.
And it's also a reason why I picked this up. I was like, he doesn't make any more videos. I really enjoyed them, but you know, why not make it myself, and just try it. If I also enjoy doing it, next to enjoy listening to it. Okay, so let's sell a bunch of
I'm
stuff.
the finest wares in the land.
I'm sure that while I'm doing this, and I have to get used to talking and gaming at the same time. Sorry, I'm really mentioning this a lot, but I'm sure that sometimes I will sell something that is valuable to me or a better piece of gear, just because I'm very aware of also recording.
Off with you.
But I'm sure I get used to it. Okay,
What's
let's
on
talk to
your mind?
Grumner. And oh yeah, so not every ability that you can buy or train in vanilla is worth it. But these two certainly are for now. I do think that when we do have Blessing of Wisdom, I think it's somewhere around 20-ish, level 20-ish, that we won't be using this anymore, but still nice to buff like warriors for this. Makes your group a lot better, so we're gonna pick it anyway.
Safe travels.
I don't know why it was saturated, but okay. Blessing of Mind, we'll put it here. Judgment. It feels for me like a finishing move, and I always put that at R. Maybe I'll do. Oh, I missed a Q. I'll put a Q there. action bars. 6. I'll do it like this. So Q and E. So it's very close and as easy as Paladin already is, it makes it a bit more easy. So healing spells here, damage spells here. Felix.
Hi, how are you?
He wants his shit back. His box, his chest, and his bucket of bolts.
Be seeing you.
It's called Anvomar. I wasn't that far away, don't you think? Okay. So what I'm probably gonna do is not really stick to the 45 minutes, but just finish the starting zone. Well, not the starting zone, but like the, what do you call it? Like the starting zone, the tutorial bit. And then call it a day. Upload it and you know, yeah, call it a day. So now we're gonna kill some whelps. Funny, because the whelps are a lot bigger than me. Maybe twice as big. Let's see how many people are online here. That's impressive. Like, I thought this realm came out like, or this anniversary realm like late November or something. If that's true, then this is still pretty impressive that people keep playing and re-rolling. Or people like me start playing only at the end of January. Okay. Okay, so Handar, pay attention now. We'll have to get our first box, or whatever it's called, here, and make our way eastwards and pick it up from every troll tent that there's. So they're aggressive. They're red, meaning that they're attacking us if we're too close, but somehow they chose that in this area the aggro range not too big. Like, this would certainly pull them towards you if you were outside Coldridge Valley. But now, not so much. There we go. Yeah, so twice our size is probably correct. Cool, so we can pick up the box here. Let's kill him real quick. Ooh, nice little crit. So, if you happen to know how this looking for group system works, like whether it's just a looking for group feature that just connects you with people regardless of the zone you're in, or if it's what I mentioned earlier, also a teleport function, please let me know, and that will surely pretty much impact the choice I make in the talent tree. Like, if it's the latter, I will definitely consider Holy, because I just really like healing as a Paladin, and I believe you can also kind of spec into Holy and do a bit of damage. I believe that was called Shockedin. And I'm traditionally not too keen of, these standard builds that you get from Wowhead or Icy Veins. Really want to find my niche in there. Within boundaries. I don't want to spend hours fighting one mob, but you know what I mean. I'd like to have some originality to my character, so even if that makes him a bit worse than he could be. and that was all based on the assumption that anyone would even watch this and keep watching it, because I believe the quality is not as good as a normal YouTube video would be. But again, if I enjoy it myself, maybe I will keep doing this and just make every recording 1% better for every video. And at some point, you'll be at the level you want. But for now, I just really want to try it. Keep to my New Year's resolution of just trying things that I found fun, and not worry too much about all the details, or worry about how good it is or how much other people enjoy it. This is Felix's chest. I think we can handle those two at least. That's no problem. I believe it's also no problem when we get out of Cold Ridge. But we surely have to be more careful when we get out of Cold Ridge. Maybe I think I'm used to the other way around, because I didn't do it correctly like the previous fight. Okay, let's kill them as well. Like, even though this is a very old game, I do believe that especially the Paladin spells, they really hold up well. And like no game developer should be ashamed of making such a like animation nowadays. Like, really looks very cool. Still holds up, I think. But hey, I'm a bit biased, and I'm sure if you're watching this and made it into the video so far, that you're biased as well. Let's make our way to the last tent. And pick up the last goods of Felix. Yeah, there it is, the bucket of bolts. Oh, gloves we already have. So when I played TVC, I mained a druid. So that's the first character I ever got to level 70, and I absolutely loved it. Because my favorite role back then was off tanking, so I would not be the main tank in Karazhan, which is my favorite raid ever. Probably the most fun game experience I've ever had is Karazhan, just the raid. Ooh, what is this?
How are ya?
Let's wait first to see how this turns
How
out.
are ya? Keep your feet on the ground.
And I really love Druid for off tanking, just pulling bear form when I was necessary, and for the rest just damage the shit out of the mobs with cat form, although it wasn't too good. I believe I remember. But I didn't really like that you never saw your weapons while fighting, so this time I won't be playing Druid for that fact. Maybe I will in the future, but okay, so we're going to replace his weapon. What is the quest we have now? I wonder if we have to return this before getting into the cave. So this is kind of these crossroads moments where you do want to be efficient. But I mentioned earlier, I'm not gonna worry too much about that, but I can think about the cave. So it has that quest, but I believe it has another quest as well, if I'm not too wrong on this. not sure. We're going in. Okay, so we're gonna kill the guy and then hearth back to Envelmar. And get this guy his journal back. But we still have to return to him, I think. Okay, well, we made our choice. It doesn't really matter. Like, it's not that impactful as some quests you do wrongly. For instance, in the Arathi Highlands. Doesn't really matter. Let's see if we can walk past him. This is not a great angle. Slowly making our way to the end of the cave, where the big boss battle is gonna take place. I mean, I believe we have to kill him and his ad at the same time, if I remember correctly. We totally forgot our Blessing of Mind. Like, this is one of the things I really notice now, like, something you would never forget if you're playing on your own, but somehow when you're recording, like, your attention just goes from gaming to doing the voiceover. It's interesting. Oh yeah, he has an ad. Goriknir, the Cold. So it's full. Really hope we get it back real soon. You have to have a bit of luck on that. Wow, that's a big crit. What is that? I don't see any buffs here. Okay, we have to destroy something. Damn it. Okay, so we're gonna walk back to the guy. Yeah, get it back from me. So we have to return to him, and then we're gonna hearth. I think we'll make it. We have 2 minutes. I'm making this unnecessarily stressful. Well, if we don't make it, we're gonna abandon it and pick it up where we turn in the book anyway, so. But we have a guy protecting us, making the way clear. And buff him for doing that to us. You as well. Because we're Paladins and we're selfless and we wanna help other people. While still having a sense of self-worth.
What can I do for you? See you soon. Be good.
Ding.
Keep your feet on
Level
the
5
ground.
already.
Great to meet you.
Still have time? Okay. Let's hearth back. So, for those of you watching, and make it all way through to the end of the video, I'm really curious on what your favorite starting zone is. Can also be Horde, just any one you like.
Hey,
Okay,
off
let's
and away.
quickly first do this one. The hot tea.
What's on your mind?
Safe travels.
Okay, great.
Watch your back. See you soon.
Bring back the mug. Drift. Is that the guy that gave us a
Hi,
mug?
you're a tall one. You have a great day now.
I don't remember this. That is weird. Let's first sell some things.
Interest ya in a pint?
I'm really curious about your pick. And for me, I think like the top tier for me would be the Morogh. Um, um,
Hey, good.
Elwyn Forest maybe, but I've played so much I cannot hear the music or see any of the trees anymore. I really like, in terms of atmosphere and ambience, I really like what's it called, Shadowglen. Wow, I don't know this. Teldrassil, I love it, but in terms of ambience and atmosphere, but I hate it to level through, especially as a druid or hunter when you get into those caves with the slimy things, and it's just a nightmare. Especially where there's quests where you have to kill those three, no, gather those 3 or 4 things hidden deep within the cave. I died so many times, and it's still not easy for me. I like Terrestrial Glades, but not love it because it's too dark for my taste, and it's true for the whole region. If it's just was just a part that was like that, it would be amazing. But it's why I like the next zone much better. Silverpine Forest is a bit more light. I don't really like the Orc Zone. I really don't. Man, oh, Durotar. I was gonna look it up again, man. Well, what is up with me? And Morogh is just, oh, that's just amazing. I love Morogh. Just like the sheer size of it and just the sound. Uh, Tauren is also probably my favorite race, next to dwarves.
You got my attention. Off with you.
Okay, so that means we have to speak to Mountaineer Talos. We're gonna pretend that this is an inn, and we're gonna call it a day. So I really enjoyed to do this. As you probably can hear, it's very hard for me in this point, but I'm learning to play the game in a normal way and a bit efficient, and talking through the microphone at the same time. But no, it's not impossible to learn, I think. My English speaking, I think it was okay, but at some points, especially when you're kind of subconsciously talking next to gaming, the words that come out of my mouth are not always that sense making. But I really enjoyed it. I'm gonna play the character more for sure, and I hope the recording is somewhat enjoyable and watchable. And I'll review it for sure, and make a few adjustments for the next video to make it a bit more, like I would like to see it. For now, thank you for watching, and until next time.